Welcome to the RPG Rundown. I'm Seth.
And I'm Jeff. From Dungeons to Deep Space, we got the systems and the stories for your table.
Today on episode 7, we are chatting about all the TTRPG things that piqued our interests over the Christmas break and look forward to Season 2, which we're starting now, and what we hope to cover.
Yeah, we are pumped to be diving into Season 2 of the RPG Rundown. We have a bunch of new systems we're wanting to test out. We have products we're going to review. And this season, we're actually going to be bringing on some pretty rad guests, which I'm really excited about. We have several that want to be on the show, some that have their own systems that we're going to get to have them kind of test play for us. And so stay tuned. We have all sorts of awesome stuff coming out. But also, make sure you guys check us out over on our rap channel. That is the Rundown Actual Plays channel at youtube.com/@Rundown Actual Plays, where we test these systems. Last one we tested was DC20. I had the privilege of DMing it, and it is very much an actual play where we go through, read the mechanics, figure out the rules, and run a one-shot for you guys. And it's a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot more uploads to that channel this season. So make sure you're subscribed over there as well.
Absolutely. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe on the Rap channel. Also, like and subscribe to the podcast feed on Love Thy Nerds YouTube channel. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, make sure that you are giving us a thumbs up, a 5-star, a comment, a review, whatever.
All the stuff. Just tell the internet we're amazing.
Just do that for us, would you? We would appreciate that.
Even if you don't think so,
just do it anyway.
Acceptable lie. Just tell them we're amazing. All right.
Yeah.
Drill down that charisma check.
But yes, absolutely. Love Thy Nerd absolutely has been fantastic, and we love to be a part of their podcast network.
Absolutely.
We are actually all of us in the Love Thy Nerd podcast network are starting a new season right now in February 2024. And so all the shows are back. Definitely check them out. One of the things, this is not a podcast, but on their YouTube channel, one of the things that I have been enjoying lately is their This Day in Nerd History.
Yes.
They're like 2 minutes long. Fantastic little bit of trivia about the things that we love. So definitely check them out.
Absolutely. There is also a wide array of shows on the Love Thy Nerd network to really fit any interest. It's pretty amazing. It really is.
Yeah. 100%. Well, today we are going to, like we said, just talk about all those things that we missed over the 2-month hiatus. We were gone for December and January. And so we are back, and we're just going to talk about all the things that we missed, things that we got involved in, things that we maybe got for gifts or that we got from Kickstarter rewards, because I had a few of those. Nice. So yeah, we're just gonna dive into it and talk about a few things. So first, this was a big one for me. Okay. Well, first, you know what? Since we just mentioned DC20. Let's talk about DC20 for a second. They're DC20. I know, right? DC20 is a D20 system that is put out by the Dungeon Coach. He has put together a fantastic system. Jeff and I both are super pumped for it. We really like it. But the rules, the alpha document is updated to 0.51, I think.
Yeah, 0.5.1, I think. Yeah.
0.5.1, yeah. So we've gotten some more things in there that we're excited to see. It's just coming along. It's fantastic.
It's coming along great.
If you're not following the Dungeon Coach, follow him. It's so good. Yeah. It's such a great system, and I'm pumped to use it again. So that's awesome. And check that out. Second, and I'm kind of going from December moving forward into January here, but in December, I received the first half of a Kickstarter that I backed by a company called NTSD Gaming. and they are actually based out of Texas, which I didn't know until after I had already backed the Kickstarter. And Jeff will know this. They were at the NCMS Summit, which is fantastic. Love Thy Nerd hosted that, and so yes, I am connecting with them more because they're amazing. It's a couple who started this company, and they do some incredible TTRPG accessories. And so the Kickstarter that I backed was their Lore Weaver GM screen or DM screen. It's a vegan leather, which if you don't know what vegan leather is, it's fake leather, basically.
Yeah.
But it's fake leather DM screen that has magnetic strips in it. And so I received the first part.
I'm only a little jealous.
Only a little jealous. No, whatever, dude. It's so awesome.
A little bit.
And
it's
amazing. Really...
When he got it, he sent me all the pictures of it. It's amazing. It's so cool.
I will be doing a review of this later, but I wanted to wait until I got the full Kickstarter set, which has shipped. So I might be getting that in the next week. I'm really hopeful because I'm getting a dice tower that's magnetic and vegan leather to fit on my GM screen, and a tote bag, like a really legit, lots of pockets, dice pouches.
Are they doing a giveaway on that? Is that what you sent me on?
They are doing a giveaway on that too. So check out their Instagram. They only have Instagram. So they're giving one of those away too. And I don't have the 95 millimeter D20, which I would love.
That is amazing. That thing is a monster.
It's
like something about basketball.
Cool. I would love to get one of those. So, but regardless,
my dice making brain's just going. That is an insane amount of resin that went into that thing.
But like I said, it's a Christian couple who live in Texas. They're incredible. Megan, who is the wife, it was her birthday yesterday or today, and that is why they're doing this giveaway. So definitely do that. Make sure to wish her happy birthday if you comment and join the thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's amazing products, insane quality, like very, very good quality and very useful. So look for a review for that. We will definitely have that posted somewhere. And yeah, also probably some unboxing videos will go up on our socials, which if you don't follow us on Twitter, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, as well as YouTube and through the Love Thy Nerd channel. So,
absolutely.
But so that was a big one. That was a big one for me. I got a box. It was really cool. Jeff, I don't remember if you did this or not, but I kind of did it again because it was like a new site or a new format for the Daggerheart Beta testing. Because I have not. I got an email for it. And it was like, hey, we're taking applications now for beta testing. So, sign up here. I don't know. It was something like that. Or maybe I clicked on their social media because they were saying that they were sending out the first sets. Right. Or the first whatever for testing. So.
No, I have not. I've not seen any of this.
There was actually a survey. Like I had to fill out like a, 20, 30 question survey. So.
Okay. Nice.
So yes, if you're interested in Daggerheart, check that out.
For Daggerheart, if we get it, I wonder if there is a
NDA.
NDA, yeah, where we can't.
I mean, obviously, if we get it and they say there's an NDA, we won't be able to talk about it immediately. But we can. Well, here's what we can do. We can record all the things, and then when they say the NDA is lifted, we can post it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fair. That's the plan.
So
I like it.
So yeah, I don't know, but if you don't know what Dragonheart, if you don't know what Daggerheart is, Dragonheart, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great
from
movie.
The 90s. Check it out. If you don't know what Daggerheart is the new Critical Role TTRPG system. And I say Critical Role, it's not really Critical Role, it's Darrington Press, which is their company. But yes, it looks really good.
And it's looking very good. It is. At this moment, probably the other new system coming out that I'm most excited to test play.
I don't know,
DC20
man.
was my system I was most excited to test play, and we got to test play it, and I
Yes,
love it.
yes.
And so I can't wait to
Although
test
we're
play
gonna have
with
to do it
as it gets
again.
further in the beta or alpha, really at this point.
Yeah. As far as ones that we haven't tested,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I think that is probably
Yeah,
an accurate statement.
I think Daggerheart's the top for me right now.
Ones that we have tested, DC20 and DragonBane, I want to revisit them.
See, I do as well. I want to
So
revisit them. Of course, I don't know, and I know we don't have time to do this with every system, but I would love to almost do a mini campaign with
yeah,
at least DC20. I'd love to see how that looks
I
after
would
session
also
one.
like to do it with Daggerheart.
With
I mean,
Daggerheart
sorry,
is so good too, honestly.
Obviously, Daggerheart. I meant
Well, not
DragonBane, though.
DragonBane.
Yes.
Man, why do all these names sound the same?
Well, yeah, right. They all start with D.
I agree. I see. I'd like to do it with DragonBane as well, but I feel like this is going to be an ongoing thing. Like we're
I
going to
think it
test play a
probably
system. We're like,
is.
man, we really need to run more with this.
We really do.
So many TTRPGs, so little time.
Seriously.
But that's kind of why this show exists. We test play them so that we can give you our opinion, so you know if you want to pour all of your time into it.
Absolutely. That is literally where this podcast started, is that we want to learn more about these other TTRPG systems because we've played 5e, we've played D&D and a few others in our own experience, but we want to test out more because honestly, there are things where I say, oh, I really like the element from this system.
Yeah.
And I really like this from this system. And I don't know, maybe one day I will homebrew my own for my,
for your own game,
for the next thing. So,
well, I mean, truly, that's what I do. And if you guys have ever played any of my games, my player also know I homebrew a lot of stuff, and I even like to try stuff. And so like I'll play one of these other systems. I'm like, I really like that aspect. Can I bring that? And so I think eventually what will happen, and maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I think that I'll keep 5e as my base and start to kind of bring in elements of these other games that I really like, that I thought made maybe combat more interesting or made travel more intriguing, or but kind of build out my own my own way that I run my games.
Well, and for so long we ran 5e. Not rules as written, but pretty close. You know, where we didn't add rules, but we maybe bended a few.
Sure.
Or bent a few rules. Yes,
I'm definitely what do they call it? A rule of cool. That's me.
Oh, 100%.
Like if it sounds 100%. Cool, I'm like, yeah, we can figure out a way to make that happen.
But more and more, I'm like, ooh, I like this. Travel system for traveling.
Right.
I know we've done that. You've kind of created your own, or we've got like, I really like this death system. And then one that I'm going to talk about today when we get to our what we've been playing discussion. I'm going to talk about a help action system, which you're going to know about it. It's not really new, but it's new to It's new to what I'm doing in my 5e campaign.
Well, that's cool. I'd love to hear more about how you brought it into 5e. That sounds awesome.
Absolutely. So we'll get there.
Okay.
But speaking of DragonBane, the new Beastiary and Core Rulebook that is the same core rulebook that's in the box set for DragonBane, but it has the adventures included, as opposed to being two separate paperback books, which are in the thing. I think, and it may even have one extra. But they're about to ship this month. So if you go and you buy them, if you purchase them from Free League Publishing, they'll ship when they're ready, but you'll get the PDF immediately.
Ooh, okay.
So I haven't done it yet because I have to call my bank and tell them to accept the charge.
Because it's like Swedish,
because
right?
it's Swedish kroner. So
that's fair.
I just haven't done that yet because who wants to call their bank?
Right. No, I don't.
So, granted, I actually have worked there in the past, and it's not a massive bank. It's a small town bank. So it's not as difficult, but it's still, I just haven't done it. I have to do it during a business day. I can't do it on the weekend, so. But I will be doing that, and I'm super pumped for that. Okay, so also in December, I received another thing, and this, because it's small, I am going to show on the screen for a second. So.
Oh, okay, nice.
if you're not watching the video, the live feed, go check it out on Love That Nerd's YouTube channel. But I got a dice Kickstarter that I backed from One Up Dice.
Ooh, okay.
They are cool. They have, it's like the 8 or 16-bit video game.
Yeah, like 16-bit. Yeah.
Font on everything, but it looks like a Nintendo cartridge.
That is amazing.
The case that it came in. I opted for the gold one that looked like a almost like a Zelda cartridge kind of thing.
Right.
It's fantastic. It's magnetized, so if I can do this without spilling it now. And on the inside there are
that's cool.
Some like little like scenes, almost like a Nintendo Zelda. And then the dice are just fantastic. I got this set right here.
Nice, yeah.
There we go. Has a shield on it. It was kind of like a paladin type set.
I love the 8-bit numbers too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I do on my dice. It's on all my molds, just the 8-bit numbers.
But yeah, it's on all of them. It's fantastic. But the really cool thing, besides just getting those, is I got 2 other extra sets. I got a whole pack of 10 D4s with hearts on them.
Ooh, okay.
Because they're for healing.
For healing, exactly. Yes.
Because healing potions use D4s.
Yes.
Right? And they're all red, so with hearts on them. And then I also got a set of 9 D6s that are orange for Fireball.
Fireball. Really?
So,
for the,
yeah.
So for the D4, you could do have you seen where people take the little
and they put it in the bottles?
Last thing, yeah, you can put it in the little bottles, so when you're playing in person and someone drinks a healing potion, they uncork it and
dump it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will probably be doing that, honestly.
Yeah.
But that was about a year previous coming, so I was super excited to get that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And it just looks so good. The Nintendo cartridge, like, and you could roll them in there, but I'm not going to because I would scratch up the sticker. But
right, the sticker's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got this, like, I don't know, they gave us like a silver D20 that was that matched the same icon. But
nice.
One thing going back to the NTSD gaming one is that part of the Kickstarter, they gave us one of those liquid core.
Oh, nice, yeah.
D20. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. It's hard to say, but very cool. Very cool. Okay, sorry, I'm like leading this conversation. I kind of put the notes together today, but here's another thing, and you might want to look at this. Humblewood. Okay.
Ooh, now I'm familiar with Humblewood. Never played
Humblewood. I've never played it either. Honestly, it's I think a 5e setting, but it's a campaign book. I fell victim to an Instagram ad. Here's the thing. The Instagram algorithm knows me.
Yeah.
Because I have purchased no less than 5 things from Instagram ads. One of them was to join the NTSD Kickstarter for this GM screen.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
So props on that. That was excellently placed marketing. But yes, this Humblewood one was also one on there. And it's because they were selling the box set and the core rule book or campaign setting book, which is like 200 to 300 pages.
Yeah.
Steeply discounted because they were like early prints that were what is it called? Imperfect. So like the color was off.
Right.
And when I say the color's off, it's like it's not quite as vibrant as it's supposed to be. Otherwise, it's still completely fine.
It's perfect. Yeah. No, I mean, I get it.
And so the core book, instead of being, $50, $60, $10.
Dude, that's
hardback
awesome.
book. Now, granted, I had to pay like $15 in shipping, but
Yeah, I mean, always.
$10, you know. I mean, I wouldn't have had to pay shipping if I was able to get the box as well, because I think it was like over 50, might have been free. I don't know.
Right.
But they were already sold out of the box because the box had the core book in hardback, maps, standees, and some other stuff in dice. And so I was like, oh, I'll get that. But they were already sold out.
Yeah.
So
The Humblewood stuff, if you guys have not checked it out, look up like the imagery, the graphics and stuff that they have for it.
It
looks so
anthropomorphic forest animals.
Yes.
In a D&D setting. That's what it is. It's fantastic. You've got ravens and owls and foxes and all sorts of cool stuff like that.
Now, do you have it in hand?
I don't have it in hand.
Okay.
So I will be getting that probably before the next episode, I would assume.
Okay.
I should have all
maybe in the next episode we'll talk about that, and we'll get to, because I'm curious if the different creatures, what kind of differences they have in play style. Is it just flavor, or are there benefits to playing a fox versus a raven?
I mean, it's a full campaign setting book, so it's got settings for how to play the fox race, how to play the raven race, and they have specific names and stuff like that. So
very cool.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So all right. Also, moving on, Alchemy RPG. If you don't know what Alchemy RPG is, we have used it before, both Jeff and I, together and separately. But it is a virtual tabletop, and they did a Kickstarter last year, and I have gotten more of the digital rewards for it. So I've gotten some of the really cool game systems where they have gone in and like animated backgrounds for it and put in sound effects and music all within their virtual tabletop for things like DragonBane and so many more. I think Pathfinder's in there. I think there's like Morkborg. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them, but
there's quite a bit in there.
So
yeah,
I sent Jeff a picture of them. But yeah, so I've received some of the digital stuff for that. They haven't launched yet with their 1.0 version, so there's still a few features they're trying to get out for that, but it's coming along really nicely. I don't know if you've looked at it recently.
I've got to get back on and check it out. It was at the point, it's still in beta, but Alchemy is without a doubt my favorite virtual tabletop. It just still hadn't worked out the combat side of things.
They haven't, but they're very close. They have added a few things. Now this and I know on the roadmap there's some of the other effects and stuff like that that's coming. But one thing that I just saw today or yesterday, now I can't remember. They just added Monument Studios music.
Oh, nice.
Which Jeff knows because we use that in our Hearth and Hammer campaign. They added one of their Fantasy Complete bundles in there. Nice. And it is incredible. And so I know they're going to add another one soon as well, which that's another small creator that just puts out insanely good content. And it's all digital music, sound effects, themes. It's not just fantasy. It's, a whole bunch of different, genres, sci-fi, horror, all that stuff. So
good.
So there's that. Last couple things, and then we're going to kind of move on to things we've played. The MCDM Kickstarter. Actually, I don't even know if it was a Kickstarter. I think it was just through BackerKit, which is generally where Kickstarters are fulfilled. But I think they just did it through BackerKit, and it was almost like a pre-order. Right. And so I pre-ordered the... I think I just pre-ordered the hardbacks for those. Did I send you that?
Nice. No, I don't think you actually sent me anything about MCDM.
I thought I sent you one in Discord chat, but it's been a week or two for sure. But I know I backed it.
That's
so
awesome.
I will be happy to see that later in the year.
Yeah, that's another one I'm super pumped. Of course, I just love Matt Colville, so I'm excited for anything he's going to put out.
Yes, he puts out amazing things. And then Kobold Press has their Tales of the Valiant, which is a 5e rule set. that basically replaces Dungeons and Dragons 5e rule set. If you're not familiar, Wizards of the Coast has had the OGL forever, which is their open game license. And January 2023, they had a big hoopla where they, did things that everyone was not happy about. And then they eventually, in order to fix it and get back into the good graces of the TTRPG community, they put it in Creative Commons, which basically said this will be, free, royalty free in perpetuity, this particular rule set. And so MCDM, Kobold Press, probably Darrington Press at that point, a whole bunch of people, DC20, I think, we're all basically like, well, we'll just make our own. And so that's why we have so many really cool ones.
There's so many coming out right now
that are coming out, but that are not out yet.
Because most of these, especially these D20 systems, were all using 5e as their base.
They were putting out 5e supplemental content.
And when the OGL and all that went down, they're kind of like, oh, okay, this is a rocking ship, and we're going to get off.
Absolutely. And it was kind of this threat that Wizards of the Coast was trying to basically take money from creators. In a simplified conversation, we're not getting into that. You can go look it up. There's so many things about that. But that's where all this came from.
Even in the TTRPG world, competition is a good thing.
Absolutely.
When there's competition, you're going to get so much better product.
I honestly believe a lot of the UA, which is called Unearthed Arcana, a lot of the Unearthed Arcana, which is Wizards of the Coast playtesting material for the 2024 rules update that they're trying to put out right now, I think is inspired by some of the things out there, honestly. I think they're trying to do better with it.
So as that drops, perhaps we'll have an episode where we go over some of that.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. I think we've gotten all of the UAs that we were going to get for the that rules update. But I think they're still probably 6 to 10 months away from putting out a new player's guide.
Okay.
So we'll see.
We'll see in the future.
In the meantime, I should be getting the player's handbook or player's guide and the monster manual for Tales of the Valiant. I should be getting it in the spring. Spring is March to June, so hopefully in there.
Right. Nice. Awesome.
So I am super excited for that, but they also just launched their Kickstarter for their GM guide. GM DM manual, and I've already got a short PDF preview of it because one of the things that they're putting in theirs is basically a how-to GM and how-to homebrew.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. That's useful.
Yeah, and so the PDF preview actually has some of that in it already, and it's like, hey, here's how to create a custom monster, and here's how to put the stat block together.
Nice.
Like things like that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so DC20 on the, I don't know that you got to look at the GM side. He had a lot of that stuff in there as well.
Yes.
But of course, at this point in the alpha, there's not really pre-made monsters. So if you're running something, you're making it yourself at this point.
Absolutely. So, but I think that they went ahead and put out the Tales of the Valiant. Like I said, they launched the Kickstarter. It's actually going right now. But I think they went ahead and added that little homebrew preview PDF because everyone will be getting their Tales of the Valiant books in the next, 3 or 4 months. So.
Right. Nice. That's awesome.
Anyway, that was a lot.
I have one thing I want to show off.
That's not even everything. Yeah, that's a lot for me. But yes, show off what you got and let us know.
I'm less organized, so I'm gonna run and grab it real quick.
Okay, go for it. I'm gonna hype it up. Jeff, if in our previous Hearth and Hammer campaign, we all received Kraken dice. Jeff, I was saying in our last Hearth and Hammer campaign, we all received Kraken dice as a gift. And so now, however, Jeff, what do you have here to show us?
I have a few things. So I chatted with the guy, the team over at Kraken Dice, and kind of told them what we do here and a little bit of what I do on some other content I put out and stuff. And so they sent me a goodie box. And so I don't have autofocus on my camera, but those are all just beholders all over this box. And they sent me out some goodies, like a lot of mystery dice sets and some minis. And I wanted to show you showed yours off earlier. This is a liquid core D20.
Yes. Now that's probably what, like 50 millimeter or something?
Yes.
45, maybe here. Something like that.
Yes, I think so. But it is.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's pretty hefty.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that is so cool. Anyway, so that is the biggest part. That is so. This is all from Kraken Dice, but outside of TTRPG stuff, I am an avid disc golfer. A very bad one, but I enjoy the sport so much. And I found that there was a company out there putting out D&D themed discs, and so I was like, I have to find out. And it just so happens that it's Kraken Dice. They're putting out, I don't know how well you can see that, but they're actually putting out Kraken discs now. And so that is actually, this is called the Mimic. This is their putter. And it is a Mimic disc golf basket. I don't know how well you can see that with my camera not wanting autofocus, but anyway, yeah. I got two of the colors. I got the green one. I have the black one.
That's awesome.
And I have a rainbow one too, but it's in my bag right now that I actually play with. So anyway, if you play disc golf at all, or you just want something rad to hang on your wall, this is really, really cool. And I know they're working on some more discs. They're actually working on a clear disc version of this too. They call this their Dwarven plastic, and then they're coming out with the clear plastic. Yeah, so like Dwarven steel. This is their Dwarven plastic, and then they have jelly plastic coming out, which will be like their clear. Be probably a little bit more tackier, I'd imagine too. But anyway, I know disc golf's very niche.
Awesome.
But
it is very niche. But you know what? It's one of those things that I feel like TTRPG players could also get into.
Oh, absolutely.
It's one of those outdoor sports that doesn't take a lot of outdoor skills, if you know what I mean.
Right, exactly. You go out, you chuck a frisbee, you have a good time. It's awesome.
No, that's exciting. And I hopefully plan to be in Jeff's neck of the woods in May, so maybe I'll get to experience some disc golf with the Kraken discs.
Oh, absolutely. I'll bring them.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll bring a bunch of discs. We'll go out. We'll smack trees.
Absolutely. I
that's
will
a lot of
100% throw a disc into a tree. So
yeah. And I can say the Dwarven plastic holds up to trees well. I will confirm.
Nice. Yeah. Amazing. No, that's super awesome. Yeah, fantastic. So, well, real quick, let's get into what we've been playing. So I am going to just give a quick update about Hearth and Hammer. So if you don't know, I DM a Tuesday night campaign on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/hearthandhammer. It is family friendly. Come check it out. It is myself and 5 of the guys. They are all dads and believers as well. And it's a lot of fun. But we're working through a homebrew world that I have come up with called Zenelia. It's really fun. And they had an encounter with their first dragon recently. Not in any kind of battle. It was actually a really cool encounter between our cleric and the spirit of a dragon. Because I had to RP him getting his 4th level feat, the aspect of the metallic dragon or something like that. And so, we did that. So it was a lot of fun. But what I'm going to talk about today is that I have started using a new third-party system that is for the help action. And I'm actually using the DC20 help action system. That in DC20 is fantastic because of the different ways that you can use it with their 4-action economy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the Rundown Actual Play, one shot for DC20. But in that system, and here's the thing too, DC20, the Dungeon Coach, he started again. He and several others were putting out D&D 5e supplements, homebrew supplements, homebrew campaign settings, stuff like that. And they all basically started coming up with their own systems after the fact because of the OGL incident. So a lot of his things, a lot of his systems, a lot of the mechanics that he has created for DC20 had their origin in 5e. And so I basically took it. Actually, and then he released a new video talking about it recently and talking about how it could also be used in 5e. So I took almost exactly what he said, but I changed it just a little bit. But here's the thing. So in D&D 5e, the help action is where you give somebody advantage, right? Right, Jeff?
I've been muted for a little while.
That's
yes,
okay.
that is what that is.
I saw you talk. That's why I was like, I think he said something.
Yes.
Yeah, so the help action in D&D 5e is basically giving somebody else advantage. And the problem with that, especially as the Dungeon Coach puts it, is that you could still roll 2 nat 1s, and it's not very helpful.
Right.
You're still at the mercy of the dice. There's no... it's still all up to the RNG. There's not a net positive every time. And so... And in combat, in order to give a help action, it is a full action
right.
in order to do so. Right? To give somebody advantage, you have to give up your turn, and you basically can't do anything to help somebody else.
Right.
So, basically, the Dungeon Coach, what he has is, instead of giving somebody advantage, he gives them a help die. Okay, so there's like basically a D8 help die. So if you were playing and you were, so again, there's a difference between in combat and out, but in combat, if you were attacking something and I was going to help you, then I could use my action to help you, but using this DC20 help action system, you have to have proficiency in a skill and explain how you're helping them with that proficiency. Right. So, if I'm proficient in dexterity, or say I'm proficient in athletics and I'm helping you with something, I need to explain how I'm using athletics to help you. So it adds a little bit of RP.
Right, yeah.
And then instead of being just a D20, it is a D8 that the person who is helping rolls. So I still get to be involved and I get to roll the help die. Right. And then we add to your roll whatever I roll in the D8.
Right.
Okay. So there's always going to be a net positive, even if it's like a 1, right? You're going to get at least a +1 to whatever it is you rolled.
Add 2. Yeah.
But potentially a +8. And so, usually there were some other things too. You have to be within one space of either the person you're helping or the target of the person, So in combat, you've got to be either standing next to somebody. Well, I use my athletics to hold on to the bad guy so that, Jeff gets an easier shot at him. Right. Kind of thing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Something like that.
Right.
So you have to be within one. And then, like I said, having the help die rolled by the helper keeps them involved. So they are actually getting to do something, you know. Also, too, it is not only plus to hit, but plus to damage.
Oh, okay, that's pretty nice. Do you add the
Yeah.
D8? So whatever you roll, you get to add
Whatever
damage
you
as well.
roll, yeah, whatever you add to the
Okay.
to hit roll, you add to the damage.
Right.
So again, if you're spending your whole action to help somebody, not only are you giving them an increased chance, but you're also contributing to the damage because, you know, like I said, if you're spending your whole action, that could be damage that you're not allowed to use.
Right.
So I loved it. I thought that was fantastic. And so I thought that was something that I wanted to do. So we're using that in Hearth and Hammer, but here's the where I changed it. Okay. So instead of just so that's in combat, right? Outside of combat, we still have the help action. We just don't have to worry about it, so it's always pretty much a D8 if it's outside of combat.
Right.
Because I've added the caveat that in combat, you could spend a reaction or bonus action to give them a D4 and still use your own action.
Right.
So that way, again, you're able to contribute. You're able to help them a little bit. Now, with the D4, if you're just using a bonus action or reaction, they don't get to add to the damage because you're still using your action potentially to do damage as well.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's nice that you still have that versatility, though, to be able to use it as a bonus action or a reaction. Yeah.
And again, I added that because I felt like, you know,
yeah, I mean, burning a whole action is pretty sacrificial.
Burning a whole action is sacrificial, but burning a bonus action or a reaction is also sacrificial, or can be. And I want it to have meaning, but I don't want it to be as powerful as if you're burning an action on your turn.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so if you're burning your action on your turn, you get a D8 plus you get to add the same amount to the damage.
Right.
But if you're burning a bonus action or a reaction, then you get to, you know, do bonus to their to hit or save or whatever. But you don't get the extra damage because, like I said, you could spend your action still. So
right, nice.
So yeah, so that's the DC20 Seth modified special.
Nice. Okay, I like it.
And so yeah, I just thought that was great. I thought it was a great addition, and so we're using that now.
Nice, dude. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. But what about you? Have you been able to play at least over the break?
Yeah. So we've been playing. Right now we are coming to the end of our big journey that they're on.
Awesome.
Seth kind of mentioned earlier, I use a homebrew travel system that I've made myself. And so in it, I have an algorithm for calculating how many points is needed for them to get from point A to point B. And then as they're, traversing and doing, maybe side quests, or depending on how long the travel is, you may or may not need that. For this one, it was intended to be a 3-month travel, so I wanted it to feel that way. And so they're actually right now in a side quest that has come up along this journey where they were led by a ghost that was essentially haunting a rock that was given to them by a
NPC?
Bugbear, essentially. Yeah, an NPC. I forgot the race of it, but yeah, it was given to them as a survivor of a fight they had, and he just gave it to them. But it kind of prompted this whole little side quest that has gotten them closer to their destination, which is the intention with the travel point system. Because as they're completing these side quests, they're adding points, getting closer to reaching their destination. And so they literally, this last session, they just completed the quest that this rock led them on. It was essentially to recover a relic that was stolen, and if they recovered the relic, they'd receive a magical item that the spirit had given them. And so, like, they just retrieved the relic, gave the relic to the ghost, and befriended the people that they fought. And now they're staying in the cabin with the people that they fought because the people surrendered. Awesome. They're like, we're grave robbers. We don't want to die, and so
it's almost like Monster of the Week, but it's like travel side quest of the week.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but
I like it.
everything that they're doing, it gets them closer, earns them points, and so it's almost like gamifying travel was what my goal was. And this one was a long travel, and in fact, a lot of this campaign was based around the travel, and
Yeah.
so this one was intended to be a long travel. They're very very close. They're within, I think, 5 points of reaching their destination. So
Nice.
I imagine the next session they'll get what they need and they'll reach their destination, and then we'll
That'll be
have
cool.
what that destination is supposed to entail, and then the campaign kind of opens up from there. So that's where we're
Nice.
at with it. Having a lot of fun with it. Really
Fantastic.
interesting player dynamics taking place. So
That's the
um,
best. That's the
yeah,
best.
that's right now. I have two. We have kind of a running joke, at least. Um, with I have two characters. One is a dragonborn, and the other is a lizard folk, and they're clearly very different. But the
Hmm.
NPCs keep mistaking them from cousins, and
That's
they take
funny.
great offense to this, both of them.
That's
And the
fantastic.
dragonborn is convinced that if they needed to cut off the tail and eat it of the lizard, it would grow back, and the lizard disagrees. And so that is an ongoing thing
That's
that we're having
awesome.
right now.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's where we're at.
Awesome. Well, um, that's fantastic. I think that brings us about to the end of our episode today. Again, don't forget, we are part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. Make sure to give them a like and subscribe, and on YouTube as well as on your podcast platform of choice. And then watch our socials for the next actual play, because we will be announcing that soon. We haven't quite decided because there's so many options,
So many
but we've got
options.
a short list. So
Hmm.
we may throw it out for a poll or something, or we may have one that we want to just jump into. So,
Yeah.
but we'll be doing that soon. So check that out. And like I said, if you go check out Love Thy Nerd, check out their Today in Nerd History. It's really cool. But I think that's all we've got, unless you got anything else, Jeff.
No, I think I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time. From our table to yours, thank you for joining the RPG Rundown.
Until next time, may your rolls be epic and your stories legendary.